Hey Prasoon, I figured I just put together this video to kind of hopefully maybe shed some light on the build process. It's actually way easier than I think you might be anticipating it is. But step one, you just build the jar, which I think you're comfortable with. It builds in Gradle, and that produces a jar for you to use on this. Let me actually sort by this. All right, so that creates my, oh, I'm sorry, I need my jar, not my JS. That creates your C2M Durmonder jar. So if you just build standard Gradle, this is what you'll end up with. So from that point, everything else, just if you look on issue 12567, it'll actually take you step by step through it. So the first is down JS Smooth. This package is what converts it from exe or from a jar to an exe, and it's as simple as I put the package on there. But it's as simple as if you run the file that's attached, which, and again, it's on the left, it's right here. So if you download that, but if you download that file and you simply run it, I'm going to actually run it in the UI mode. But all you would actually type if you want to run a command line is the path for the exe. So hold on one second, let me find that for you. So it's JS Smooth Space exe, and then just the exact name of the file. But make sure you change make sure the jar is in the same file with this. So I'm going to open this up just so you see what's actually happened on it. So we should get the JS Smooth up here in a second. And, okay, there it goes. And still wait for it to pop up. That's running way slow. Okay, there it goes. All it is triggering this. So I'm going to click build, and it immediately loads the jar. It finds it in the same directory and done. So as long as your JS Smooth file is in the same directory with the jar, that's it. At the end of the day, on that, it creates this exact file right here, which is your exe file. To create the app is so simple. All an app is on a Mac is a file folder. So on this, I already pasted this on here, so you can actually download. It's in the C2M Durmon. You're simply putting the jar in the file folder. So if you look at my batch file, which I also attached on there, let me find my batch file in this directory. I'll show you exactly what it's doing. So I just titled it create app.batch. All it's doing is copying this jar, that same exact jar we created, to the app folder contents Java. If you look on here, we look at c:\test/ c2m app contents Java, you'll see that's where the file goes, and then that runs the Java on a Mac app all seamlessly. The very last step on there is just the create install package, and again, I'll run it in the UI mode, which, let's break out of this. Okay. So the UI package, again, I attached on there. That one, you are going to be required to modify the two things on it. You got to modify for your directory structure or just create a folder called test, and then it should work fine. But on here, I'm going to actually go to my create install item, which ends in CI. Let me find it real quick. No. Where is it at? Again, this is in the zip file too. So this is the installer package. And here's where you're going to want to change on it. So there's just a few things, but this will create the installer so it actually puts it on your start menu. So on here, how I have the C2M Durmon there, that's all because of this create installer, because I actually did a full install. So let's open this up. All right, going to move this on over to this screen. So here's where you want to do. This is going to be your output folder. For you, if you want to create this exact same thing without modifying the folder, create one directory called setups. Then the only other thing you got to do is put the jar and the CI file in a folder called c:\test. But when it runs, basically you get this right here, and this all does it on the command line. I'm using my code signing certificate too, which it's actually using. You guys could use your own code signing certificate, but I'll take you through that as soon as it's done with the build. But it's basically packaging all the files right now, and I'll give you a nice installer file you can run on everything. And again, it does this all command line just by running this exact command. You do create installer space, then the name of the build file, and I'll do everything else for you automatically. So this is going to finish in a second. And again, it's signing the install file, so it signs the install and the uninstall file. And now you wanted to see what that actually looks like. I'm going to take you through the install real quick. So now this is the exact file we just created. We're on a Windows machine. It's going to uninstall the previous version. Then it's going to install the new version. So here's this, just a standard install file, pretty basic stuff. And that gives you all three things. So again, the whole build process is right on here. Once you have the jar, you're going to do the JSmooth, which is a simple command line. It's just this same exact file. So you put JSmooth space my build, or the path to the JSmooth.exe. So if it's not in the same folder, put the entire path to it. Then specify this file. And as long as the jar is in the same folder as this file, it'll build the exe for you. The app is nothing more than that simple bat where you're moving the jar into the bash file. And the very last step is the create install, which is this command right here. You just run that and it does it. Again, let's look at the fields you might want to change on here. So nothing here you're gonna need to change, but in here for the, where's my setups? Hold on one second. I'm looking. Oh, it's under. No, it should be under project. One of these tabs has a tab on it that says sign. I'm going to pause this real quick while I find. There it is. So it's under setup build. So one of the only things you're going to want to modify is I have the sign bat on here, which is nothing more than sign in the exe. So it's passing these parameters to it. So it's just passing the exe file name to it and signs it when it's all done. So however you normally sign files over there, you just create a bash file here and put that in there. Other than that, it just creates the file. It's pretty straightforward. If you got any issue with it, let me know. But yeah, I mean, I think we overcomplicate it. It's a very simple build process. It's a very simple build process on a Windows environment. If you don't use a Windows environment, again, all these steps are easy. Just the installer package, the one that actually creates all the Windows things and hits their APIs properly. I've not found a good one that works on Windows. So the create install lite does need to be ran on a Windows machine, but that's the only step that requires an actual Windows machine. The rest of these, the JSmooth, they have it in Java, and you could use that. Or I'm sorry, they have it in for Linux, where you could compile it and it runs fine. And then the Mac app file is as simple as just copying it to the folder. Let me know if you got any problems with this, or if there's anything else that could help you out with.